This is BetterMinecraft Hardcore. I spawned into a world full of mystery and danger around every corner. What started as a simple adventure turned into something bigger. I fought creatures I didn't even know could exist, and somehow I made it to day 100. And this is how it happened. When I spawned into this new world, I didn't waste any time. I knew this is hardcore. One wrong move and it's all over. So do what any sensible person does in day one, and punch trees. After crafting my first wooden pickaxe, I immediately upgraded to stone tools. After exploring a bit, I found a cave, which I wasn't planning on risking my life in a cave this early, but when I saw iron down there, my brain said, yeah, that's worth dying for. I carefully mined through the cave and somehow managed to walk away 14 pieces of iron richer. That was enough to call it a win, so I got out of there before the cave changed its mind. Back on the surface, I found this strange carriage-looking structure, no horses, no people, but hey, free wheat. Perfect for making bread, my new best friend in hardcore Minecraft. Then I stumbled across these weird yellow cows, no idea what they were, but food is food, and I was starving. After that, I started clearing out an entire cherry blossom forest for building materials. It was beautiful, until I chopped it all down, but hey, pink wood equals cozy house, right? Once the forest was basically gone, I smelted my 14 iron, and finally crafted what might be the most important item in hardcore Minecraft, a shield. With that, I was ready to explore properly. I replanted some of the cherry trees, to fix the environmental damage I caused, and left the area behind. Not long after, I found this small cabin. It looked cozy enough to live in, but instead of just moving in, I stole everything. Whoever owned it, yeah, sorry about that. Then I found this weird copper spike sticking out of the ground. Thought it looked important, but it was just there. No loot, no dungeon, just disappointment. But soon after I lucked it, I discovered a ruined tower with an enchantment table, anvil, and even a lingering healing potion. Not bad for day 2. A few minutes later, I stumbled into a village. Let's just say I ransacked it completely, no guilt. But after looting everything, I realized it wasn't much of a jackpot, so I moved on. Eventually, I came across this massive crater. Naturally, I jumped right in. Inside, I mined every bit of iron I could find. And then I met this teeny tiny goblin trader. He had some insane deals. One of them literally doubled my iron. 2 ingots for 1 raw iron. My guy was running a charity down there. I left him to his little cave life and headed back up, only to immediately run into a pillager outpost. And that's when my new shield earned its paycheck. I fought through the wave of angry villagers and somehow survived. When the battle was over, I looted the chest and inside was 2 diamonds. And a vein mining unbreaking 2 iron pickaxe. I'll take that, thank you very much. After leaving the outpost, I came across this really cool stone bridge and I decided this is it. This is where I'll build my first base. I crafted these fences called cherry palisades, totally on purpose, not an accident because I messed up the recipe, and used them to start walling off my area. Honestly, happy mistake, because they look amazing. After a bit of clearing and building, I had a walled off section of land, safe from mobs, and ready to start building my first house. Not bad for day 4. Before I started building my house, I went to grab some stone. You'll see soon why. I smelted it into smooth stone, and started making the frame of my house. Halfway through building, I realized I need glass, so I ran off to collect sand, smelted it down, and kept building. The house was slowly taking shape, but then I looked at my little fenced area and thought, bigger fence equals more land, and more land equals happiness. So yeah, expansion time. Before finishing the house, I decided I need sugarcane and company. I remember the small village I found earlier, the one with basically 1 guy in it. And yeah, that guy's name is Joyce. I don't want to spend 100 days alone, so naturally, I kidnapped him, put him in a boat, and robbed his house, and even took his lanterns. But apparently Joyce didn't appreciate the relocation package, because halfway home, he pulled an enchanted bow and started shooting me. Luckily, he was a terrible shot, at least that's what I thought. Turns out Joyce was only warming up, because as we passed the pillager tower on the water, he started firing back at them like a pro. Okay Joyce, I see you. Free home defense. When I got home, Joyce immediately tried to jump the fence, but then jumped back in. Maybe he realized my compound was a better deal after all. With my new roommate secured, I started working on the wheat farm, planted some sugarcane, and finally finished the house. Then, as the sun began to set, I pushed to expand the fence one more time, barely finishing before mobs started spawning. The moment I heard a zombie groan, I ran straight inside and went to sleep. Day 10. I wake up to Joyce, my new best friend, armed and dangerous with his bow ready. I might not survive all 100 days, but at least I won't die alone. After waking up next to Joyce, my new best friend, and apparently, personal bodyguard, I traded him for something called a Zeal Lighter. It can light a strange new portal, but I'm not heading there just yet. I've got a few things to take care of first. I started the day off by cleaning my leftover fences from my last expansion, clearing every bit of grass inside my compound, with the area looking nice and open, I planted an entire stack of cherry blossom saplings around the perimeter. I mean, who wouldn't want to live surrounded by pink trees? Plus, I never run out of wood again. After that, I went exploring. I found a cave nearby. Nothing crazy at first, just a few mobs here and there. And some lapis, which I'll definitely be needing soon for enchanting. Then I stumbled into what looked like a zombie dungeon. Tempting, but I only had iron armor and this is hardcore. One bad hit and it's all over. I decided to leave it for another day. Instead, I started raiding a small structure around the area, hunting for one thing, bookshelves. Enchanting my gear is now top priority if I want to survive past day 20. Once I returned home, I started building my very first enchantment setup. Nothing fancy, just a few bookshelves and a dream. I threw on some low level enchants on my tools and armor for now, but I plan to upgrade them once I get to full diamond. After enchanting, I realized I had a new problem, levels, so I set off again, hoping to find something worth fighting or mining. But I found nothing, just a lot of walking, and then I realized my vein mining pickaxe is actually broken. It chews through stone and wood like nothing. So I decided to use that to my advantage and started building an XP farm. I gathered all the stone and wood I needed and began construction on a simple mob grinder. Everything was going smoothly until I ran out of stone, so I headed back to the mine shaft I saw earlier, except when I got there, I was greeted by what felt like 40 zombies. I'm not exaggerating. It looked like a parade. Oh my god, there's hundreds! Oh my god! There's more! After letting most of them burn in the sun, I went back in, grabbed my stone, and got back to work. Finally, the mob farm was done. I even made a little AFK pod up above it, just to make sure it worked, and yeah, it didn't. I mean, mobs spawned, but so slowly I could probably count them faster than they appeared. Either BetterMinecraft doesn't like mob farms, or I just built the world's worst one. Either way, it's not working, but not to worry, I've got a few ideas. Maybe I'll risk the nether and mine quartz for XP, or I'll just farm mobs at night. For now though, I called it a night and went to sleep next to my best friend Joyce. After waking up to my good friend Joyce, I decided it was time to stretch my legs and my sword arm. I cleared out a few mobs wandering through my beautiful cherry forest. I even made a couple skeletons fight each other before finishing them off myself. Nature at work, I guess. Back at home, I threw some iron gear on the enchant table, protection 2 across the board, nothing fancy, but enough to keep me confident heading underground again. In the caves, things started out pretty normal, a bit of iron and a few mobs, the usual. Then I found a dungeon. I cautiously stepped inside, fought off a cave spider that definitely hit harder than I was expecting. Inside the treasure room, I found an efficiency 4 book and a golden apple, and no joke, a god apple. Day 19 was already paying off. A few rooms later, I found another chest with 9 diamonds, a trap I didn't fall for, and sharpness 5 book. Not bad for a dungeon run. After exploring the rest of it and looting everything worth taking, I was left richer than ever. Deeper in the cave, I stumbled onto a zombie spawner, but it was a bit slower than the mob farm already built, so I destroyed it. A blinding arrow skeleton tried to jump me, but dropped a buried hat that increased attack and mining range. Definitely keeping that. Then came the diamonds. 14 in total. Things were going great until they weren't. Out of nowhere, this thing started attacking me. Some sort of floating woman whose neck stretched halfway across the cave. She nearly ended my run, bringing me down to 3.5 hearts. I ran like my life depended on it, because it did. I dug straight up and never looked back down. Once I finally reached the surface, I cleaned up a few mobs for XP. Tamed a dog, and later bred another. My army was growing. With my new diamonds, I crafted a chest piece and leggings. Both enchanted at protection 3, I was feeling unstoppable. But then disaster struck. My PC crashed mid-recording and I lost several days of footage and I have no idea what happened. Let's just call that the lost day. When I came back, I decided to focus on something productive, building a home for my enchantment setup. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a professional builder, but at least I tried. Once that was done, I started planning my next big project, an XP system. I cleared out an area in my compound. After clearing out enough space in my compound, I then decided to build a house for the future villages that it would hold. And then started to borrow a few villagers for it. Getting them into my base took forever, but eventually I trapped 2 willing residents inside the new forever home. Couple of fletching tables and some beds, and boom, my new workforce was complete. Before anything was up, I explored again and found a horse. After taming and gearing him up, I named him Jaden, my new travel buddy. Sorry Joyce, you're still my #1 roommate. Jaden and I rode off in searching for leather for a backpack, something I've been needing for a long while now. Along the way, I raided a few houses for bookshelves and of course stole every lantern I took. Look, I have a lantern addiction, okay? Don't judge. After a few days searching, I found literally no cows. 0. I came home empty-handed and disappointed. But the next morning, I found a herd. And let's just say, I made sure they won't be disappearing again. With the leather, I finally crafted my first backpack. Now we're all organizing, geared up, and ready for the next stage of survival. By the time I wrapped up trading with the villagers, it was the end of day 30, and things were just getting started. Day 30 started off sad. My dogs were sitting in the rain, literally sobbing pixels. So obviously, I dropped everything and became an architect. Built them a dog shelter right between my house and my enchantment setup. Then built a campfire with logs as seats, a little rustic vibe. After that, just the boring stuff, chest organizing, inventory sorting, the kind of work that makes you question your life choices. Then came the librarian grind. I spent way too long hunting for the perfect villagers. Protection 4, Unbreaking 3 and Mending. You'd think I was running a black market library. Eventually I had all 3, and was ready to drown in emeralds. So I chopped down the entire cherry forest for sticks, ripped trees, but hello levels. Then I made a mistake. I thought, let's do a raid, Hero of the Village buff sounds fun. So I got Bad Omen to the pillager and started this giant mistake. So yeah, no, worst idea of my life. Raiders kept spawning underground, evokers popping out of caves, and the game was literally trolling me. One hit from that evoker took 6 hearts, even chugging a god apple didn't save me. I was basically speedrunning heart attacks. I ended up throwing an iron golems down like Pokemon cards and letting it handle it. The raid dragged on for days. I think it bugged out because one evoker refused to leave its cave. Somewhere in this chaos, Jaden disappeared. Either he ran off or didn't make it. After that, I drowned myself in enchantments. Sharpness 5 sword, efficiency 4 pickaxe, got fire aspect and mending. By day 50, I was rocking full prop 4 diamond armor and trauma. After that, I was feeling confident. So I hit the nether. I built a little cobblestone bunker around my portal, because safety first. Found my first dungeon and immediately got face hugged by whatever that cursed creature was. And then I started strip mining for netherite scraps. First I found 2, yes, my first piece of Asian debris! Then 4, and then basically 8. Then I hit a bastion, took out some piglins, grabbed a netherite smithing template. Back home I crafted netherite ingots, upgraded my chest plate to netherite. Should have saved it. Lesson learned, never spend your last template. Took some thumbnails like a true content creator. Then I set out to explore the overworld again. I hit multiple temples, found diamonds, and stumbled into a creeper-themed dungeon with actual traps. After making it through the parkour, I grabbed the dragon egg. My first one. No clue how to hatch it, but I need it. Yes! I got dragon egg! Yes! Wrapped it up by looting a 100-block deep mine shaft, just because it looked cool. I set the egg on netherrack, waited 40 minutes IRL, even did a workout while waiting. So I went back to the nether out of spite, dragging a village guard in with me just to see how long he'd survive. Spoiler, not long. Fought a bunch of ghost things and grabbed blaze rods. Raided another bastion, finally found a nether fortress. Then I realized all the templates I found earlier were used for leather armor. So all that netherite grinding, absolutely useless. My patience was gone and my gear was maxed. I went for it. The end. I lit the portal and the cinematic dragon animation started. Genuinely epic. I shot crystals. Can I emoji clutch this? Nope. Emoji clutch! Ah! That's it. 400 arrows. I can shoot you all day, mate. Come on, dragon. I ain't scared of you. Yeah, yeah. Oh, shit. Oh, it doesn't actually do that much damage, so... Come on, man. Face me like a man. Charge at me. You're going down. What? Yeah, my boy. Give me that XP. Give me that XP. Yes, sir. You already know it. Did you drop anything else? Oh, that's crazy. Let me hit it. Sweet. Sweet, got the dragon egg. Woo! Find the end gateway with Scadio. Then I hit the end gateway. Oh, word. I explored a ton of weird ships and new biomes, then found diamond armor with trims. But no end cities. None. My backpack's full, man. I gotta like get out of here. Then I headed home. Woo! We technically beat the game. I'm home! Placing my dragon egg on a pedestal and stared at it. 2 dragons down, 1 world left to conquer. Staring at the dragon egg sitting by my window, I realized it deserved way more than just a windowsill. So I got to work. I grabbed a ton of wood and it felt like the right color palette for the design I had in mind. I started carving new paths from my house to my dog shelter, enchantment area, campfire and villager hut. Once that was done, I decided to clean up the whole compound. I tore down every torch on the walls, built them 1 block higher, and replaced them with lanterns. The place finally looked like it had purpose. After that was done, I decided to clean up the whole compound. After finishing my paths to my bridge and front gate, I dug beneath one of my old house pillars and began hollowing a chamber. A proper resting place for the dragon egg. I used cherry wood in a zigzag pattern for the wall for some depth, though I had to fight off random underground water from flooding the process. For the back wall, I used cherry palisade fences and filled the rest with stone brick for contrast. After I finished the floor, I swapped the hallway flooring for bricks too. After adding granite stone bricks to the front wall and hanging a wither banner as a centerpiece, I placed a single chair in the middle of the room, something I could sit on day 100 and admire everything I built. After swapping my normal ladders for cherry ones, I reworked the hallways with diorite bricks. I added cherry supports with torches for a warm entrance glow. I even added these wooden lattices as ceiling blocks, just to make it feel alive. Finally, I grabbed the dragon egg, sat in my chair, placed it on the pedestal, and finished the chamber. After that, I collected lava, sealed it behind the glass. My last touch, I saddle renamed Jed in memory of my lost horse. And with that, day 69 came to a close. Back to the nether, I've been there plenty, but this time I had serious business, and a boss fight to prepare for. While exploring, a random ghast decided to hate me, business as usual. I made my way back to the fortress, this time determined to explore the center I skipped before. I drank a health potion and stepped in, but it was emptier than I expected. Most chests were junk, but I did manage to take them with a skeleton, not cleanly though. Eventually, I found a staircase leading underground, like 50 blocks down. Almost a full minute of walking later, I reached the basement. There, I found my third nether dragon egg, and something even rarer, an enchanted golden egg. That proved useful in the fight to come later. Beyond that, it was mostly empty except for a connected mine shaft full of blazes. I destroyed the spawner and took a bit of loot, and left by day 72. After looting a ship in the middle of a lava pool, it had nothing special. I headed home and reorganized my chest, but I wasn't done yet. I went back to the nether in search of netherite smithing templates, and finally, after about an hour and a half, I found one. Huge win. With that, I could duplicate it using diamonds and craft full netherite upgrades. At this point, I had everything I needed for the nether. Well, except one thing. But that can wait. I set out for a long overworld adventure to restock diamonds and explore. After days of travelling, I stumbled upon a pillager castle, a massive stronghold crawling with guards. I didn't hesitate. With my near maxed netherite gear, I stormed the place. But it wasn't easy. I dropped below 5 hearts more time than I'd like to admit.
Goddamn, what hit me, bro? Yo, which one's the real me?
Still, I cleared the whole structure, looted everything worth taking, and left proud and alive. Somewhere along the way, I found a mushroom mineshaft and got a reminder that finding another choice is the key to accessing the ever bright dimension. But that would take forever, so I shelved the plan. I had a different goal now. It was time for Ignis. Ignis, the fire boss that rules over the nether. One of the toughest bosses, if not the strongest boss, in BetterMinecraft. I knew I wasn't ready yet, so I spent days brewing regeneration potions, strength potions, mining more netherite scrap, and experimenting with hybrid netherite armor, combining it with iron, gold, emerald, and even diamond for some unique perks and strength. Problem was, I ran out of diamonds by day 84, so I returned to the end to raid more ships. After stockpiling enough diamonds, I upgraded my armor, organized my gear, and set off one final time. Straight for the nether. Back in the nether, after a bit of searching, I finally found what I was looking for. The box structure. A massive circular
Ignis,
arena. But before getting too excited, I have to face the mini-boss on the second floor. They're called Ignited Remnants. I kinda assumed they'd be easy. Yeah, no. This guy was low-key piecing me up. After a tough fight, I managed to take the first one down and got some burning ashes, which is crucial for summoning Ignis. I didn't want to risk getting folded by another remnant, so I shot the second one down from a safe distance with my bow. Arriving in the massive arena, I quickly built safe houses in case I got overwhelmed, and organized my inventory. I even brought beds thinking I could use them for extra damage. Turns out, yeah, they were pretty useless. Then came the moment. I placed the burning ashes on the altar.
Oh, let's run.
And there he was, Ignis.
Ah, he's coming. Alright, let's go. Second form, the hard part. Fucking cool.
Halfway through the fight, after getting him all the way into his second form, he literally tossed me out of the building. I had two choices while I was falling. Leave and come back stronger, or stay and fight. And yeah, I'm definitely stubborn. I chose to fight, risking my entire world on this battle. As I climbed back up the stairs, he started healing, all the way back to full health.
He's healing? He's healing? He's healing? He's serious?
Oh, you could be fucking with me. Fuck, I'm back in. Still in his second form, I knew this wasn't going to be easy. Just as I was getting close again, he kept popping my totems, one after another. I was running out fast.
Dead, bro. Oh, there's the easy phase. Oh my god.
It was now or never. This fight started back on day 89, and at this point I wasn't just fighting for loot, I was fighting for everything. Not just the countless hours of preparation, not just for my base or Joyce, I was fighting for Jaden. So I pushed through. He was down to his final form, his most vulnerable, but most dangerous. And this was it, the final stretch.
Bro, die! Oh my god! No! Yes!
The rest was silence. Deafening silence. I'd done it. After countless close calls, after risking it all, I'd won. From the fight, I got 3 ignium ingots, which can be crafted with warden armor to make one of the strongest sets in the entire game. Even stronger than my nether gold armor. The fight ended on day 90, and when I got home, I placed all my dragon eggs in my chamber. On day 91, I spent the day cleaning my chest, placing a lot of lanterns everywhere. I'm in love with lanterns if you haven't guessed. Even making a pathway outside my compound. I farmed my field, a pointless task, but one I enjoyed. After that, I started planting an entire cherry forest around my base. By day 100, I want this place looking good. After that, I decided to take down the ugly mob farm, spending the entire rest of the day until morning of day 93. Day 93, I spent the rest of the day organizing chests. I know it doesn't help the base look pretty or anything, but it's something that needs to be done. Day 94 to day 95, I realized I can craft a quest book. Well, that's something I should have known sooner. It's day 95, with half the mod already beat. I claimed my first few quests, and for beating Ignis, I got this sick unbreakable shield. Even has a cool perk that you'll see soon. I spent that night getting iron armor for my dogs and naming them. I named one Jaden Jr. in honor of my lost friend, and the rest, Dakota, Jordan, and Hayden. Aren't they cute? Day 96 to day 98, I went out on a great search for another horse friend. I found the same structure I was scared of by day 1. Remember that structure from day 1?
This time, I had gold armor, golden apples, and meteor. I did the honorable thing. I broke in, struggled to take on basic mobs, and burned the entire structure down. I swear I'm not an arsonist. Maybe. After leaving it, I found a pillager tower, killed an evoker, but just a normal one this time, thankfully. I got a totem from him after leaving and zooming around with my shield. Yeah, if you hold crouch and left click, the shield flings you forward. Incredibly useful. The rest of day 98 looking for a horse, but for the life couldn't find one. So, my sad search came to an end. On day 99, I spent decorating the underground place with a cake, then building on the other side of the bridge, as it definitely wasn't welcoming for newcomers. I built a little cherry palisade fence around, made a cool bridge style house. I don't know what it's called, but it had a bed, chest, and stove for anyone who needs it. After completing it and detailing it, I placed lanterns on my bridge. Sadly, on day 100, my computer ran out of storage, so I couldn't record it. For anyone still watching, enjoy this cinematic tour of everything we've built in this beautiful compound. Keep the dogs and villagers safe, Joyce. I believe in you.